Hi and welcome to Outwell and to the awning for the Concorde M and L from our Smart Air TC collection. So like the tent, the name here, the TC, stands for technical cotton. That's because we're using the exact same fly sheet as what we do in the tents. So this is our Outex AirTech material. It's a 65% cotton and a 35% polyester. That way, like the tent again, it's going to last for a good long time. It's very durable because this material is less likely to degrade as quickly as the likes of polyester under UV degradation. It's also breathable as well, so it will keep you a little bit cooler on warmer days, but actually vice versa, on a cold day it will keep you a little bit warmer on the inside as well. In terms of waterproofing, it's naturally waterproof, although we do put a coating on here just to aid with the beading of water away from the material and away from the inside of the awning. Again, just like the tent, we have plenty of large windows all the way around the awning here, and these are all tinted as well. So again, two key functions here. One is to reflect the glare from the sun from the inside of the tent, and secondly is obviously to give you a little bit more privacy within there as well. Again, we have large ventilation panels which will match the same sort of ventilation that we have on the tent. So under here there is a mesh panel that will allow cool, fresh air into the awning. If it gets a little bit too chilly, we can remove this just simply by taking away the Velcro tabs on the inside, like so. We're using our floating guy lines on the awnings as well, so that we have the top half of the guy lines matching the material of the awning, and then at the bottom we have our luminous guy lines to hopefully stop you from tripping over these quite as easily when it's dark. Each guy line has its own retainer, so when it comes to taking the awning down, we can simply wrap up the guy lines in our hands, and you'll just find at the fillets on here, we have these little loops that we can just pop the guy lines into, so that the next time we come to set the awning up, it's just a case of undoing the guy lines from these loops. One important thing here that I haven't mentioned yet is that the frame we're using on the awning is exactly the same as the type of frame that we use on the tent. So this is our Smart Air frame. And what that means is that in place of the traditional steel poles or fiberglass poles, you have a matching air frame here. Now, just to point out, we use something a little bit different to everybody else out there. This is our one-go inflation technology, and I'll just talk you through how that works. So the one-go inflation technology allows you to inflate the awning all in one single inflation point. Just like the tent, all we need to do is plug the pump into that one point, start pumping away, and the whole awning will raise up within a matter of minutes. So again, like the tent, we have the air in valve here. If we just undo this underneath, we'll see that this is where we have the valve. So this is where you would attach your pump. It's quite obviously marked air in. Each beam of the awning then has an air out valve at the bottom here. So what we can do is just simply release this valve by turning this around, and the air will come out of this valve. Again, making sure that the awning is really easy and quick to pack away as well. So to inflate the awning, we're going to use the pump that comes with the tent, and just as a reminder, it's a double action hand pump, so that means when you pull the pump up and when you push the pump down, you are going to be putting air into the beams. Again, just as a reminder, on top here there is a pressure gauge, so you can keep an eye on the pressure that you're inflating the awning to. And again, just like the tent, we recommend inflating this from 8.7 to 11.6 psi, or that's about 0.6 to 0.8 bar. So again, lots of pressure, lots of air going into these beams, making it quite solid, and of course much more wind resistant as well. Setting the awning up is really simple. There's a zip attached to the front of the tent, and what you'll find is a zip that will match that on the awning. So all we have to do is zip the awning onto the tent, pull it out and peg it into position, and then obviously inflate it. When pegging, we give you the easy pegging system, again, just like what is on the tent itself. So just as a reminder again, 3 different types of pegs are supplied with the tent. You have the solid steel peg here for the front corners. We also have the black pegging points for all the rest of the black pegging points, and the luminous peg for the luminous guy lines on the floating guy lines there. So easy to make sure that you get the right peg in the right place. Of course, if you want more details on how to set the awning up, then you can check out the pitching instruction video that is also on our YouTube channel as well. We also have mud valances around the bottom of the awning, which is just going to encourage any rainwater to run down and away from the inside of the awning itself. So coming around to the front, we have a good sized front door here, nice and wide and certainly nice and high as well. So it's wide enough for you to get all of your camping gear in and out of the awning or tent easily enough. And it's also a really good height, as I mentioned there. I'm quite tall and I can certainly walk in and out of here no problem at all. The door obviously matches the fly sheet itself, and there's a large window on there as well. So when you are in the awning, you can get full views from within here, as I said, out of your tinted windows. So in here we also have the exact same style of ground sheet as what we have in the back of the tent. This is an Oxford polyester, so quite a lightweight ground sheet, but certainly still completely waterproof, and it's bathtub in style. So it comes up around the edges, and that should stop quite as much draft from coming into the awning. Obviously this toggles into position, so what that does mean is if you don't want to use this ground sheet, then you don't have to at all. Something that I just want to point out is at the top here we use our Shotoff valves in here again, just like the tent. So what we can do is, once we've inflated the awning and sort of set it all up, what we can do is just take these valves and switch them round to the off position, just simply like this. So this would be in the off position, this is the open position. When it's here, obviously you're inflating and the air is going to come up the tubes, and it's going to be directed with these tubes here. When we close these off, that then separates the beams so that in the unlikely event of something going wrong, the whole awning won't drop down, it will just be that one individual beam that would be affected. So just to highlight then, again, lots of space within the awning, giving you plenty of extra additional outside storage space. And just at the top of the awning, you'll find in a good central location, we have a lantern hanging point as well. So if you're sitting out here in the evenings, there's a good point to hang your lantern there. So that's all the features of the awning for the Concorde M and L from our Smart Air TC collection. Thanks very much for watching.